Alright, what is up guys? JaretCampisi here with my boy Dado in his beautiful garage. This is a custom Panigale series. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a series where we take this beautiful 959 Ducati Panigale, we customize it with the support of our patrons, and then we give the bike away to one of those people who support the series. If you're interested, just head on over to patreon.com/JaretCampisi and support the series for a chance to win this beautiful bike. Today we're going to be filming episode 8. So if you don't know, the Panigale does have a bit of a heat issue, and that's what we're going to be addressing in this video. So we're going to be doing a couple of different things to help this run a little cooler and funnel the heat away from your ass. And I'm really excited. It's going to be a good episode, so stay tuned and we'll see you guys there.
We'll see you there. Really?
There. First thing we're going to do is we're going to drain some of the coolant out, and we're going to add water wetter and distilled water, and basically we're going to try to get the engine to run a little bit cooler so that it puts off a little bit less heat. That's one of the ways you can address the heat issue, try to make the engine run a little bit cooler. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to try to get some heat away from the rider. So when you ride this bike, basically because of where the exhaust comes and coils up under the seat, and because the engine is a stress member of the bike, basically there's no shielding from the heat. It's just like right there. Like this is literally the rear head cylinder of the engine. And again, the exhaust is right here. The clutch gets hot too. The cylinder head's right under there. So everything's really close to your seat and your legs. And so actually one of the things that really helps with the heat is just putting on this Ducati comfort seat. It adds like 3 inches of padding and it actually puts you up a little bit higher and keeps your butt a little bit away from the heat. What we're gonna do is we're gonna ride the bike for like 10 minutes or so, get it up to like running temperatures, and Dado has a laser heat thermometer, and then we're just gonna take some readings in some areas, and then we're gonna do everything that we're gonna do to the bike, and then we're gonna do the same thing, ride the same like 5-10 minute ride, come back and take the same readings in the same areas and see if we, 1, reduce the heat of the engine, and then 2, if we kind of got some of the heat away from different areas of the rider. Okay, so that's kind of how this episode's going to play out. Just getting some initial readings.
Okay.
Is 73.8.
That's a good spot because that's where a lot of the heat comes.
Okay. We're going to do one at the cylinder head.
Yeah.
Which is 68.3.
What? 68.3?
Yes, right at the rear cylinder head.
Team's just writing everything down.
Okay.
This will be kind of like a control.
I was running around a lot.
Alright, so I just wanted to show the engine temperature. Obviously I haven't started the bike at all today, so the engine temperature is just going to read low, and then temperature outside according to this is 70 degrees. I'm going to keep the bike in sport mode, and I'm just going to ride it similar, just going to ride the speed limit like normal. There's some stop signs or some red lights and everything like that. We're going to do the exact same ride, so let's see what happens. All right.
There's sand up here
Sand?
on the driveway, so.
Oh yeah, okay, I see it.
Okay, you need to record the temperature of the bike.
Well, it's on low right now.
Okay.
It just says low.
What time is it?
What time?
Can you set your, I guess we know exactly where we're going both times,
Yeah.
so mileage doesn't matter, but I'd like to know how far we ride to tell them.
Okay, I got my trip A set.
Because we got to make sure that your temperature gets up to the highest operating temperature, and I don't know if we're going to get that going out there. That's really important.
Okay, yeah, I got you. So it's 70 degrees outside right now. My engine temperature it starts showing the temperature at 100, so it's 109 right now. And I'm gonna keep it in sport mode for both times. At the Harley red light, my engine temperature is at 190. Air temperature's at 72. What's yours at, Dado?
176.
Yeah, so yours is running on water wetter, right?
Yeah, water wetter and distilled water.
Yeah, so we're gonna do something similar and see if we can keep this engine temperature a little bit lower. Also, we've gone 5 miles, and we'll probably be another 5 miles home, somewhere around there. So it'll be a nice 10-mile run, and the bike's gonna be up to running temperature. And as soon as we get home, we're gonna take some readings, and then we'll do all of our work and repeat the process and see if it made any difference. Okay, so we just got back from the ride. We're taking some readings now.
84.1 on the seat.
Alright, exhaust heat shield.
Like
Exhaust heat shield 121.
121. Really? That's it? Bike got up almost to 200, which is
Rear cylinder head.
Rear cylinder head.
pretty standard. There we go.
207. Okay. 127.8.
Wow, that's pretty low actually.
212.
Yes, that gets hot.
Left plastic engine cover.
127.1.
127 degrees right now.
Left engine case.
What is it?
Left engine
The
case.
case there.
200.
Wow. Thought that would be hotter.
And clutch cover.
138.5.
Thought that would be hotter too. Okay, cool.
That's it.
What's the engine temperature?
The engine temperature of the bike was literally 199 or something like that. Yeah, so 199, it was 70 degrees outside, 9.6 miles. So, okay. So, we let the bike cool off a little bit. We let Nia drop her bike on the ground. And we're gonna pop off the seat, and we're gonna add some heat shielding under this. I was asking him if he thought it would actually make a difference, and he said absolutely. It'll keep the heat from funneling up through the seat, and it'll actually funnel it in through here, and there's actually 2 little areas that'll just allow it to get pushed out with the wind, which is really nice.
We got so much done when you weren't around.
We did.
That's messed up. And look how boring it was.
But all of my subscribers complain Christina's not in the video. But then they also complain when I put you on the thumbnail too.
The videos were so boring, I fell asleep watching them.
That's messed up. Fix what?
Dude, this video is perfect right now.
You take her out of it?
No, I just covered her face.
So, I would take the bike temperature on, or the bike off and then on when you guys rode it. We still have to do it after the heat shield. But then look,
Oh god, that pool was
I did the differences so you can actually see the difference between each stage of the temperature.
But we're gonna make this for the new fairing, and we're gonna trim it all out. That way, when that exhaust pipe sits in here, it doesn't warp this fairing at all, because it does get really hot. Well, how much was it? Like 200
I think.
200 degrees. Yeah. So it gets pretty hot.
199.
Yeah, 199. So this fairing really shouldn't be sitting that close to the exhaust. So we're gonna address that.
Yep. Okay, so Teens is cleaning off the fairing where we're going to put the new adhesive heat shielding. You might as well just clean the whole thing off, Teens. While you're at it. Nice outfit, by the way. Look at her. Ducati girl.
And I've got
What, the Italian flag.
Italian flag. Bam.
And she had an Italian sausage in her earlier.
Jared! Oh my god! You can't say that.
I'll cut that out. Passion fruit IPA from Owls of Hampton with a frosty mug. Well, frosty glass, I suppose. Might be one of the best things in the whole world. Don't worry, we're done driving for the day. Time to peel and stick. Looks like a dinosaur.
Raw. I'm just heating up this Thermatec a little bit. There's a pocket in here. I want to make sure I heat it up and get that adhesive warm and get this to move so we can stick it fast to the fairing so it's nice and molded. Now we got this comfort seat that we're going to be putting this 24K heat shield on. Where this sits, there's actually about close to a half inch, it's like 1/4 inch space that runs around. What's going to happen is instead of that heat really soaking in through here and around, it's going to deflect it and it's going to come right out behind the rider. Hopefully. We'll see.
So before we put the heat shielding on the seat, we decided, you know what, we should probably, we only have that sheet right there. Sorry. So we figured, you know what, we should probably remove this and make sure we have... Now look what you did. And make sure we have enough to coat this whole thing, because that's pretty much one of the main focuses of what we're doing. Adding more heat shielding to this is really going to help. So now we have to basically remove this, so we might have to take the exhaust off. We're going to see what happens. Dado's excited. I get freaked out. Shout out to MagPro.
Help me, Dick.
What?
Nothing.
I'm helping you film. So what is there, one more bolt? There's one more bolt. Oh, here we go. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. All right, here's the current state of what's going on. In order to get this thing off, we might have to lift up the gas tank. And in order to get the gas tank off, actually you don't have to take the fairing off, but we need to take the fairing off anyway to replace those rubber grommets that we got. And also to get to the coolant, right? Which is right there.
Yeah, the cap's right there.
That's what's going on. So yeah, we're gonna be taking a lot of the bike apart just to get this off. And we take the O2 sensor off, which is right there. So we need to actually, there won't be any bolts in there, I promise you that.
Sorry, I tried to extract it and it wasn't coming out.
We actually have to take off this one right here, this flange.
Yeah, and we have, this is a V-band flange right here, and in order for Schmuck to be able to tell if one of his flanges work, he supplied us with one. We got to take this off, made it up to make sure it works. That way he doesn't have to special order one, a titanium one. I have a stainless one to try right now. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yes, look how alive he is now. He was half asleep for the beginning of this. Now we're taking the bike apart. He's super stoked. It feels like freaking we already did this. Like we already took the whole bike apart a million freaking times. Currently lifting the tank up, which we're gonna have to do again anyway to get to the air filter, which is right there.
There's no drugs in there. I was hoping there's drugs.
I was hoping there's
or
drugs
money,
in there too.
You know?
Here, there it is. See it?
Wow, would you look at that, Jared?
There's the freaking.
Okay, pan over here. Every time I suggest we do something in order to expedite this process, Jarrett panics, he starts sweating, and he Googles stuff. Are you sure this is the way to do it? Yes, Jared, this is the way to do it. Dude, I don't know about this. Does this mean we get to take the bike apart? And this is where I smile and say yes. So yeah, the reason we took the tank up is there's a bolt right here on this bracket, and it's holding the front end of this heat shield on.
Yep.
And another nice thing is we have the O2 sensor wire running right here, and it goes straight down.
Yep.
I'm gonna see if I can unplug it further up the harness. If not, we're gonna have to undo the entire thing before we remove the heat shield. Or we'll just cut the wire. We don't need the O2 sensor, right?
Got it.
Dado's cutting 2x4s to make sure that this thing sits up, props up. Hey, Christina just found the bolt. Can you pull it out? Yes. Good job, teens. You're the best. Those little hands, they do wonders. They also make my dick look huge.
Jared.
The oxygen sensor is screwed right into this pipe here.
Yep.
And I would prefer that we don't undo it and we unplug it first and we put the assembly right back how it was. Right now the wire is routed in here.
Yep.
And it's zip tied. We're going to take all the zip ties off, and it's plugged in right here with a harness. We're going to take that out.
And then that's how we'll be able to get this off.
Yep.
Right, cool. So basically, we can't get this out. So what are we gonna do?
The exhaust should not be removed at this point, and it's a pain to get to the rear cylinder wherever the exhaust is bolted to it. So I suggested, and I always have these awesome ideas, to undo both of these bolts for this rear end, and we just tilt it up to take that apart. It sounds like an awesome idea to me. Jared looks like he's about to cry, but I think this will work.
18 hours later, we're gonna put some heat shielding under the fucking exhaust.
It's worth it. This is worth it.
All the things we do for our patrons. Look who it is, Dozy! What are you doing, bud? He is not excited today. Dozy, hey buddy. Nope, not interested.
He's had a long.
What are you doing, man? Why aren't you coming to say hi to me? How rude. YouTube misses you. Hi, bud. Hi. Hi there. You big fat dummy head. Look at him. You're beautiful.
Jared ordered new rubber pads, aka grommets.
Grommets?
And we got 2 of them. One goes right here, and one goes right there.
From episode, like 2.
2.
Yeah. When we realized they were missing.
We realized they were missing.
I said I was going to order them and we were going to put them in there.
What we think happened is when the bike was laid over, they might have replaced some plastics, and they lost these grommets. They're not down below,
no, we checked.
Behind there. So they usually get smashed, if you guys remember from the previous episodes. Yeah. So it's little things like this. We could have just said, you know what, nobody will ever see it, but it drives me crazy. So, and Jarrett. Teens doesn't care, but
Dado's
we care.
rubbed off on me. Yeah.
But we care. There's no rubbing going on. But
I've seriously been unscrewing this thing for like 5 minutes. Dado's losing his mind. The whole bike's apart. We got screws everywhere. I'm losing it. Hey, at least we got this thing off. We're gonna put heat shielding around everything. The whole damn bike's gonna be heat shielding. We're gonna add 15 pounds to the weight of the bike with heat shielding. Whoever gets this bike,
they're gonna fire it up, they're gonna run it on the track, and it's gonna be like icicles everywhere.
seriously, whoever gets this bike, you're one lucky son of a bitch, because I wouldn't even do this to my bike, because this is way too much fucking work. Thank God Dado just keeps buying tools. Did it work?
No.
I told you something's up with these.
Oh, there's nuts up above.
I fucking told you.
This is an arm workout. This is an arm workout.
Yeah, my shoulders are pumped too. There's nuts in there. Dado is supposed to go get bug spray, and this is what he...
Oh, yeah.
This is what he goes... Check this out. So this is the rear cylinder head. Look at how fat that thing is. Look how fat that is. Because this is a V-twin or L-twin, look, the cylinder head needs to be a lot fatter in order for it to produce power. Look at how big that freaking head is. That's insane. So that's the cylinder head right there. And what we did here is we took all this off. See this? So this is what sits on the, well, this way, on the outside of the bike. This is just plastic. There's no heat shielding at all. And this is where a lot of heat comes from, on your legs right there. So we're literally gonna line this with heat shielding, and it's gonna make a huge difference, along with under the seat and under the exhaust. So everywhere where the rider is sitting, there's gonna be little to no heat at all, which I've never seen a 959 Panigale, or any Panigale for that matter, that had heat shielding on this. So we had to take the whole damn bike apart in order to get there, but it's gonna be really, truly one of a kind, and something you don't even see and probably wouldn't even notice unless you're riding this bike. But that's how much we care about what we're doing right here, and that's the lengths we're willing to go to in order to make this bike one of a kind. So even stuff that you don't even see. Are you filming? All right, so 3 hours later, just to get this stupid heat shield off.
Not 3 hours.
4 hours later. All right, let's go. Do it.
Jared just loses shit.
Fuck was
Will you
that?
pull it out, please? It's heavy. There we go.
Hey, we're missing shit here. This is what we have to deal with. Why are you filming this? Dado's line just popped. Look at that. Fucking popped. Right in the middle of an install. Right now we're trying to take the exhaust canisters off so that we can check the flange to see if the, I think it was 2-inch flange, is gonna fit. So when we have Schmuck build the titanium slip-on canisters and everything, to see if that is gonna work, the stock one, or if he's gonna have to like use his lathe and shave one down. Shit's getting intense, guys. It's getting intense.
This will take a while.
That's all I'm gonna say. We got half the bike apart right now. I went ahead and labeled your thing for you.
Okay.
That's what you get for breaking my bike, Dado.
You broke my line.
Look at him just wrenching shit. The airline's gone. We're down an airline. It's like United in this bitch.
We went through some living hell, but the entire muffler assembly and the catalytic converters are all coming out. We need to get to this flange right here in order to find out if this flange for the V-band that Schmuck gave us is going to fit. So we're going to drop this whole assembly down and we're going to check it out. Here's a factory heat shield for the Panigale that sits underneath. Covers that pipe. Looks so good right now.
It does look awesome like that.
This metal piece here is basically a metal heat shield, followed by the factory heat shield on the bottom side of this plastic.
Yeah.
What we're going to do is we're going to add the 24K heat shield underneath of this as an extra layer of heat protection. And once we're done with that, we're going to start reassembling it very slowly.
Well, we're going to add heat shielding to the side caps
Yes, the side plastic engine covers.
too. Yeah.
We had to take those off to get to the bottom of this. And let me tell you something, we got to the bottom of it.
We sure did.
We decided we're going to cover those as well. And then the seat is last. If we have any more of this stuff, this is really expensive.
Yeah.
If we have any more left, we'll put it on the bottom of the seat. If not, then we're just going to keep it up.
And also, we just realized something very, very important. So we just cut a big piece of heat shielding here. We're cleaning up the surface right now. And then you're going to start laying it in there, Dado?
Yeah, I'm going to get the heat gun out and try to get everything positioned. And we're going to have to, I already made 2 cuts
Yeah.
right here. Because
So we
these
can
are
fold it
almost
in.
going to have to fold in like that.
Yep.
For the side, and then I'll probably have to piece one piece in.
Yep.
From factory they did center piece, 2 side pieces, and then the top.
Yeah.
The least amount of cuts you have, the better.
Yeah.
So
All right, so we were thinking about possibly not doing mufflers, just doing straight pipes. And if we did, Dado was like, you probably should hear how that sounds first. So go ahead. Is it? It's not in gear, is it?
no.
I think it sounds awesome. So we were thinking this looks so cool with the gold and everything that maybe it'd be cool to just put our signature on each side. So I'm gonna sign the right side, Dado's gonna sign the left side. And I mean, this will be up under with the exhaust, so you'll never really know it. The only people who will know it will be you guys that watch this video and whoever wins the bike. So here we go. What do you think, Dado, on the side?
Yeah, I say we just do it. One on this side, one on this side.
How
You know,
big?
Real big.
Real big? Like an inch?
Like, you're not a little boy.
Mine's just like a big J.
All right, my turn.
It's pretty badass.
You know you did it upside down, right?
Yeah. Should I not have?
I don't know, your signature's upside down.
Yeah, that's cool. Because when you turn your head over upside down to read it, that'll be right side up.
This is really hard to sign.
It is.
That's why you should have put your hand like this. Like, look at me, I'm signing.
Look at me.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. That's badass. Yeah. So it's currently 12 o'clock, or just about to be 12 o'clock. We are still wrenching after the live stream, chatting with the exhaust fabricator. And we're currently putting the bike back together piece by piece. And honestly, one of the coolest things I think we did was underneath there, siding that on each side. That is so freaking awesome. And it makes it look like one of a kind. Look at that. Looks like just a custom build. It's so badass. So Dado had to cut a bunch of zip ties when we pulled that cable down. And I was like, dude, do you have any zip ties? Of course he has zip ties.
Actually, why don't you walk over here, Jared?
Oh my. Let's go for a walk. What's this? Good God. Yeah, so he has a couple of zip ties. Should we do rainbow zip ties?
Yeah, you guys want rainbow?
Rainbow for the patrons? That's the attention to details. We're literally zip tying these wires exactly back to where they were. And sometimes zip ties aren't super important, but in this case, these wires are right next to the top of the engine. So we do not want those laying on there. And if that's something, if somebody half-asses it and lets them laying on there, and they melt or catch on fire, it's gonna be a bad day for someone. Heat shielding. This is really important because that's where your knee is. This is like what you literally hold on to. Also got heat shielding on the engine casings. This is, as far as I know, it's never been done before. So it's kind of like a uncharted territory. Also, we're gonna put heat shielding under the seat as well, as we mentioned. So it's like almost 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. They came over at like 1 p.m. Turn around and look at the bike. It is still apart.
And still apart.
And I wanted to mention something else. Somebody had said this bike was designed to have certain areas of, you know, with the heat. Like this is why some of the heat shields were put on and other ones weren't. No. So what happens here is this plastic will soak up a lot of the heat, and with it being on the side of the motor and side of the frame, what we want to do is when air is moving this way, we want the air to be contained here and then moved out. We don't want it to soak into the plastic or just come straight up.
Or radiate straight out.
Radiate straight out, right? So we want this plastic piece to be protected by it. Could they have done it? They did it on some pieces, not the whole bike. So we're actually going to see how this changes everything. We're going to see if the bike runs cooler. We're going to see if the rider feels better with all this, you know, because we're going the extra mile to do this on every nook and cranny. And look at this. There's like all these. Look at this. Like there's so many nooks and crannies everywhere. And we just went through and wrapped all of this. So this should do a lot.
It's going to, for sure. The whole bottom of the seat is now heat shielded. Look how amazing that is. I've never seen anyone do this ever. This is clearly a 101 Panigale right here, guys. We're talking like, how many man hours do you think we have into this thing? 1,000 by the time we're done?
A lot more than 1,000 hours.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, so there you go. There's every piece that's around your butt or thighs completely heat shielded, and the lower fairing as well. That's insane, guys, right there. 12 hours of work.
What time is it, Jared?
It's 1 o'clock.
It's 1:30.
And the bike's still completely apart.
Hey, Jared.
What up?
What time is it?
It's 1:30.
1:30.
Oh, did I say 12 o'clock? Jesus, I'm losing it. All right, so I think that's probably where we're gonna pick up tomorrow.
I think we're gonna cut ourselves off because we're reaching 12 hours straight.
Yeah.
Minus eating at the day.
Yeah. All right, that's gonna do it. Pick it up tomorrow.
Pick it.